Hey everyone, it's Aesah. Welcome to my video on economy variance. I included Jinx encounter in here just because it's one of the biggest forms of economy variance. This is where it replaces the minions with crabs. But you can get high econ games even when it's not related to the encounter. Of course, there's also Caitlyn encounter that gives you extra gold. There's some other ones. But even unrelated to the counter, certain games your Krugs will just give everyone 0 gold. You'll get 6 gold in stage one. Other games, everyone might get 20 or even more gold on Krugs. Um, I think the main thing I want to talk about in this video is simply being aware of this is very, very important. I was inspired to make this video because recently someone sent me the screenshot and they're like, oh, how did I go 5th of this board? They have a whole bunch of upgraded legendaries. Um, and they died. I went to find the game. They died on 5-6. But if you see, even on stage 5, all the players above them, like this player doesn't have any legendaries on their board, but 4 costs, and all of these top 3 players on stage 5 already have upgraded legendaries. So basically, I don't know what happened this game. The post game screen doesn't show what encounter it was, doesn't show how much gold dropped from Krugs. But to me, obviously, this is a high econ game. So basically, this player was like, oh, how did I go 5th with this board? Well, it's just a high econ game. So board strength is always relative to the rest of the lobby. I actually just played 2 low econ games right before recording this video. I went first in both of them, brag. But in this one, for example, you can see that almost no players even made it to level 9. First of all, a lot of players did reroll, but the only players who actually have 2-star legendaries are first and second place, and we have one each. No one else in the entire game has a 2-star legendary. And then next game, kind of the same thing. Um, the only player with a 2-star legendary, and keep in mind, this game ended on 6-5. The other game we were just looking at, there are 4 players on stage 5 with upgraded legendaries. This game ended on 6-5. I'm the only player in the entire game who has an upgraded legendary. I only have one. I still have like Rumble 1. Um, so basically, I think like the most important thing is just to be aware of how much econ is flowing into the game and how well you're doing relative to the rest of the lobby. Because a lot of the standard rule of thumbs, like going level 6 on 3-2, for example, I think can be thrown out if it's a 0 gold Krugs game. Another thing to be aware of is just the existence of this happening makes taking econ augments on 2-1 a lot more attractive. I almost never pass econ augments on 2-1 if it's like a good option, and I'm not skipping at something else really good. So like Slammin, Epoch, both really good options. Even like Raining Gold, pretty happy with all of these. Silver augments, a lot of the silver augments that give you like around like 10 gold are pretty solid. Ones, twos, threes. Um, there's a thing that gives you 4. I don't know what's called. It gives you 4 upgraded 1 costs. In essence, that's giving you 12 gold. Placebo's a little bit weak, but it's fine. Even some of the ones that give you smaller amounts of gold, like Iron Assets giving you 4 gold, is like a decent boost. These are all a little bit stronger in the current set because low economy games are a lot more common than they used to be. I'm not really sure why that is, but they are. Um, so look out for that. And you can also adjust your 3-2 play. If your Krugs dropped you 0 gold, then you should almost always go for economy on 3-2. Even if you're playing something like Rebels, you might even have to skip like Rebel +1 if you got 0 gold Krugs. Just because being able to go level 8 on 4-2 or even 4-1, but probably 4-2 if it's low econ, and roll before other players take out like Alawi's out of the pool is extremely valuable. You also get to spike a couple rounds earlier, which usually means compared to winning or losing 2 rounds in stage 4 is usually around like 25 HP, so it's going to be extremely impactful. But and I guess I've been talking about low econ games, but let's also talk about high econ games. It kind of goes the other way around too. In high econ games, a lot of times you might want to level to 8 and roll on wolves on 3-7, especially if it's Jinx encounter, which again replaces all the minions with crabs. This will almost always drop you around like 20 gold. I don't know exactly the number, but it tends to be around that much. So if you can go level 8 with like 50 gold at the start of 3-7 in the crab portal, crab encounter, which is not too uncommon, you can actually roll before other players. You can actually roll all the way down to like 10 gold, and then the orbs that you pick up will boost you back up to 30. So compared to rolling on 4-1, which you would do otherwise, you get to roll before other players. You get more time, which is really important, like more time to think. And you also only lose 2 gold of interest because let's say again you roll down to 10, you pick up 20 gold of orbs, you go back up to 30. You make 30 instead of 50. But even though you're down 2 gold, which is one shop, you have a lot more time to think so you can use your shops more efficiently, and you're not contested on those rolls. So you use that more efficiently as well. Yeah, again, here's just an example of a game. No one has an upgrade legendary, it's just a low econ game. And on the flip side, we saw there's some other games where like everyone has upgraded legendaries. I'm sure I could find one. Um, but yeah, I guess we looked at one earlier. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for this video on economy variance. It's just a concept that I think it's very important to just be aware of it. Usually during stage 3 is when you can kind of know how much econ variance there is. Sometimes in stage 1 you'll get dropped a lot of gold, but yeah, that is it for this video. Let me know in the Discord if you have any comments or questions. Thanks for watching.